Allbarone is the name of the latest album by Baxter Dury. The new record was produced by heavyweight Paul Epworth, the six-time Grammy winner known for his work with the likes of Adele and Block Party. We tracked down Baxter and found him busy but pleasantly confused as we spoke to him about his early days as a film student at NYU.
I inherited a little bit of money from sadly when my mum passed away, and I spent it on doing a short, one of those NYU short film courses where it was still made on film in the mid-90s, and it was still quite a crazy place.
Right.
Well, it was the echoes of a crazy place, maybe.
Gotcha.
Mayor, whatever his name is, Giuliani, whatever his name was, had just come into power.
Giuliani. Oh, yeah, Giuliani.
Giuliani was purging Manhattan of its visible felony, presence of criminality, unsuccessfully or successfully. So it's quite a crazy place.
All right. Yeah. Did you ever make any films?
I made films when I was there. Yeah, I loved it. I didn't really make many films. Consequently, it was much more difficult than you imagine. I think you might have to be a bit more educated, maybe.
I don't know. Somehow I don't picture Quentin Tarantino as being highly educated. He just seems highly driven or motivated.
He's motivated, but he's sort of self-educated, surely, because that doesn't all come from nowhere. I mean, he's a strange guy, but there's no way that he's not faked it, has he?
No, I don't think so.
He's got an incredible range of language, and that doesn't come. So he must have been pretty damn smart.
Right. Yeah, I'll give you that. Yeah, and of course we lost Robert Redford just recently, so that's rather
very sad. Yeah, very sad. But I mean, it's not sad. He's 89, and what a brilliant
good
life,
run.
So.
Good run. Yeah.
Yeah, that's not sad, is it? It's sad when they're young, and it's sad when they don't say why they passed away. Then that's sad.
Yes.
That's ominous. Like a few of them recently or a few years ago. But that's really sad.
Yep.
Robert Redford, what an amazing life.
So you weren't always convinced that you were going to be a musician then?
Oh, not at all. No, I worked in film a little bit for a few years. When the kind of boom of pop videos, I was a part of the crew, and these big, large pop, especially in this country, were being made. And it was kind of fun. And I kind of was thinking, I had aspirations of doing it, but I always wanted to make films and write films, but I never went to school, so I just didn't have any kind of backbone about completing anything, so it was much harder than I thought.
I guess that explains, because you were like about 30 years old when you released your first album, is that right?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, so I was quite old. Yeah.
In relative terms.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that brings us to the new album. So this is what, your ninth long player, as it were?
I think so. Yeah, I haven't really counted, but I guess so. Somewhere around that, 8 or 9. Yeah.
And when did this become a thing? When did you start formulating the idea for the tracks that became the record?
Well, I didn't really formulate them. I just did them, really. I just sort of finished touring, and then I met someone quite presidential in producer terms, and I just got on with it, really. So they were formed in the moment.
All right. And this would be President Paul Epworth, would it?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, long-term President Paul.
President Paul. So what was it about him that kind of attracted you to work together? There must have been some kind of connection there.
There's a good joke sometimes when they say about, why are you married to the millionaire? What's the million? Anyway, I can't remember the whole thing, so it's not very funny. Well, it's a sort of very tall young woman married to a very short rich man, and they go, why are you married to the very, very wealthy, the billionaire Paul Daniels? Anyway, it sounded like that question that you asked. But Paul was a friend of mine, and he's obviously very good, and he's got a good track record.
Yeah.
Obviously, he's got a few awards, and it was a different opportunity, so it felt like a good thing to do. We didn't know if it would work or not, and we were just pretty casual about it.
All right. And how did you know that it was working?
Well, by the time we committed, there was no turning back, and I just went with it, and it was it just felt like fun and what I wanted to do. I knew it was working because it was exactly the sort of template I had in the back of my head, but couldn't achieve it, and he got me there really quickly. So that's how smart he is.
Okay. Did you communicate this template with him, or did he somehow kind of know what was on your mind?
Well, yeah, we did talk about it. Yeah, we did talk about it. Yeah, we sort of shared a vision, and then we just got on with it. There wasn't really much time to. I don't think he communicates about certain things that well,
right?
But to my advantage, But it was just good. It was very quick and sudden, yeah.
All right. So the pronunciation of the album title is it what? Allbarone?
Allbarone.
Allbarone.
It's basically all bar one are 3 words that represent a chain of medium, low. Kind of like a bit like a fancy pub with shit food, and if you put them together, it makes it sound more exotic and European.
Definitely. Yeah, I'm unfamiliar with that chain, but I'm familiar with the concept.
Yeah, the concept's better than the chain.
All right. And it's also the track starts the album off. So tell me a little bit about how that came together and the person that you're working with, the female vocalist.
Answer the text, answer the phone. Tell me if you're coming to Allbarone. Answer the text, answer the phone. Tell me if you're coming to Allbarone. 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 Allbarone.
Well, Jay Gray, or there's a cast of different people that work with us, but she just gets it. She'll come in and slam it down in a few minutes. She just sort of understands the story and the music or whatever, and she's amazing. But yeah, it was just all done very simply. Paul would produce something, and I would respond to it. That's how we did it. We collaborated. And he's quite parental in the way that he reassures you that it's all going to work out and that I don't need to panic.
Oh, it was great. Sounds like a good man to have on your side.
Really is a good man to have on your side, yeah. Definitely.
All right. Yeah, because he's worked with Adele and like Florence and the Machine and whatever, so it must have been a very different experience for him.
Maybe. I think it was more intimate, maybe. We could be mates. And maybe sometimes you're on a conveyor belt of expectation. And I think that's where he needed to step away from.
All right. And what was the writing process like for you in general? How do you, is it music first, then lyrics? Is it a collaborative process, private?
It can be a number of things, but I forget each time I ever reapproach it, and I don't know, and I think, well, maybe I don't know what I'm doing, and then sometime 6 months later, there's something there. So I don't really know how it happens. I just roll around a lot, and it sort of appears.
All right.
I just try everything, really. I think it just depends on what isn't. Repetition is a good thing in terms of forming. Sort of honing in skills, but also can be the murder of inspiration. So you just got to be careful about changing your environment and your way of doing things to not sort of become too accustomed to it, and also not to get a kind of creative fatigue,
right?
Or become too formulaic, because that is really boring.
I see one track, the Other Me, is, I think it's the only one that's written completely by you. So is that more personal, or is it just how it happened to come around, or what's the story behind that?
Was the other me, broken-faced anomaly, screaming truths,
just one of the tracks that I'd written. I'd written a lot of music prior to Paul and I working, but I wasn't over excited by it. But that was one I thought there was one token track that could survive. It's quite autobiographical. I can't even say that word right this morning. And it survived somehow. It just sort of, it was like a runt, you know, the kind of puppy that gets sold last.
Right. Oh, yeah. The run of the litter.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And it sort of fits in there in a middle position. Yeah.
All right.
So I don't know how it survived, but it did. Yeah.
Well, congratulations on it. And it sounds like, in general, listening to the lyrics and just listening to the feel, that it sounds like you might be writing when you're traveling a lot. Is that true? Like when you're waiting in airports, or you're on a plane or on a train, or?
I'm sort of collecting. I mean, I don't really write. Really, I don't have a journal. I don't sit there going, "Oh, well, what an opaque thing," or what a autumnal feeling I have now. I don't do any of that. I just sort of, under pressure, forcibly write stuff, and I feel like that's not really an issue for me. I can pour that stuff out. Sometimes more credibly than other times. You know, sometimes it has more. Its origins are better, or it means, yeah, it has a better meaning. But I don't. But you know, up to that point where I met Paul, I'd been traveling for a year and a half. So that is your experience,
Right. Maybe some of that seeps through. Who knows? I don't know. But so you write when you feel you need to write, not because you're always writing and there's stuff there. Is that more?
I mean, I write when I'm when I'm writing an album, I'll write and I'll think about what to write, but I don't consult my pages and pages of stuff. I don't write anything at all.
Okay. All right. Another one I want to touch on is Return of the Sharp Heads. Or I think I'm reading my writing there. It was an interesting track. Something kind of Pink Floydian in there somewhere. What can you tell me about it?
Firing squad. The moon kissers, the party starters, the succession people, the absolute return of the sharp heads, the dainty fingered cunts.
Hey, where are you? What is this? Who are you? Is this the wrong floor? Is this the wrong floor?
Well, I guess there is by accident. Yeah, there's sort of melodically, it's got a bit of that kind of groove thing going on, and it's quite a vivid lyric, I guess.
Yes.
I don't really. What do you want to know about it?
Well,
I mean,
anything that you want to tell me about it. It's boring to have, I'm sure, especially probably for a songwriter to go, "Oh, what does this song mean?" And I'm not trying to ask you that, but whatever strikes you, whatever you like to communicate to anybody about it.
it's enjoyable. It's quite vitriol, vitriolic or whatever I can.
Yep.
It's enjoyable. Probably I haven't played it live yet, but I imagine that's we wrote it to sort of so I could swear at people in the front row, titillated like that. People are titillated. If you get it right, if you get swearing right, you titillate as opposed to offend.
Right.
So if you can balance it, you don't ever really. You're not being too horrible about anyone. Where you can't really find anyone that it's actually related to. It's fine.
All right. So it would. Are you thinking about how you're going to translate these things to the stage?
Yeah, it will take its process. We'll sit with some really clever people, and we'll all kind of work out the balance between how much you let it be like it is, like in terms of dance music, and how much you take over with live musicians. Yeah, we'll find a balance.
Right. You enjoy doing. Do you enjoy kind of recording more than performing, or vice versa? Or are they just different sides of the same coin?
They both can have their ups and downs, but recording's one thing. I think ultimately being on stage is the most rewarding. I mean,
Right.
you're meeting people and all that, and I love that. I don't love the getting from A to B. A to B,
Right.
that's boring. So then the studio can seem quite inviting when you're thinking, oh, this is nice, and I'm eating a falafel and it's inside and it's heated. But when you're actually on stage, there's nothing better.
Right. Is it kind of a buzz? Is it the connection or?
I don't really know. I mean, it's just whatever it is. It's like, yeah. I mean, you can imagine what it is. I don't know if you need to totally describe. It's all those things. It's a combination of people, and you're exercising what you do well, and that feels good, and people react to it, so it feels celebratory, and you like that, and you go to sleep with a smile on your face.
Gotcha.
Usually,
Well, that's all right.
yeah.
And perhaps we can just touch on the final track. Was it Mr. W4, which I believe is the title is from the Chiswick postcode. Is it Chiswick?
Yeah.
See, I've done my homework a little bit.
He's an island god, he's a fantasy, nighttime dreaming, roaming like a panther.
Roaming like a panther.
But just sonically, it sounds like it's at the end of a record. It's got a kind of somber tone to it, may sort of resolve the rest of it. It's a little bit different, maybe. Apart from that, it's not overthought about. You just shuffle them around in a way that feels good. It's not all some great structured concept.
Right.
But it feels good there.
All right. I thought I heard a little bit of like 10cc in there somewhere because I'm an old guy, so everything reminds me of something from the 70s.
Yeah, I think it's got, but I think it's called the circle of fifths or something weird, those chords.
Oh, yeah?
So they sort of feel emotive like that way, yeah. It's probably a bit Coldplay or something. You know what I mean?
I wouldn't go that far. I was thinking more 10cc.
Well, either way, they're probably connected in the terms that they use a sort of emotive chord sequences.
Right.
But I can shop soil that by putting me over the top of it, so I don't sound like Coldplay. But it's a trick.
Okay.
You know?
All right. And what has the reaction been with the record? Has it gone over the kind of the way you hoped it had? Do you have any hopes, or once it's out, do you care what people think of it?
Yeah, of course I care. You can't not. You'd be weird. You'd be inhuman if you didn't care.
Or Bob Dylan?
Well, I think he just says stuff, doesn't he? That never always relates to what he really feels. Yeah, it's been great, been amazing. Best reviewed album so far I've ever had, by far.
Oh, so why do you think that's the case?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know if that's something I should think about too much, but it's just nice, yeah. I thought it might do, and it did, so that's good.
If you enjoyed this episode of the 13th Floor's Music Talk series, please be sure to subscribe to the website or to the YouTube channel. Follow us on Facebook or Instagram, and wherever you find your podcasts. There's a whole lot more to discover.